I just wanted to make a quick video to show you how to operate this pellet stove. I know you probably already do, but I thought I'd just show you. It might save you a little bit of headache the first time you try to start it up. First off, just make sure it's got pellets. As you can see, it does, so we're good to go there. The next best thing you got to do is make sure that this on the side is pulled out. So if it's in, that means it's not going to let air through. So make sure that is pulled out. And then you can open the door. You have to clean in here quite a bit. I know it's a little bit dark and hard to see, but this is your firebox. This actually can come out, and you can clean this out a little bit and make sure it's get enough air to where the pellets can breathe. And then the dust goes down the bottom. This drawer down here needs to be emptied in the really heavy months, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, but it just depends on how much you're using it. And then there's little grates or little squares down here in the bottom that you have to open up in order to let the ashes down. So you pull this drawer out and reach underneath and open that up to where you can actually see right through there. And so you can reach in through the bottom here. So one on each side, and you let all the ashes down, clean it out, and away you go. Now, as far as starting this thing, I prefer one of these. It's a propane starter. It's a little push button thing by Burns-O-Matic. Works awesome. It's a hell of a lot easier to use propane bottles than it would be to use the little fire starter sticks, but it takes about sometimes a minute to 2 minutes to hold it on there, and then it's good to go. So as far as the controls on the side, you can't open up that little door on the side. I'll let you look here. The bottom is the feed control. The top is the fan, and the middle starts it off. So you make sure it's plugged in the back, which it is. Push this button in the middle, you'll hear a fan kick on, and you're good to go as far as lighting it. So then what you do is you take a few pellets, or a good handful of pellets, put it in your box here. You get a nice little mound of pellets in your firebox. And then what I do is I close the door just part way. I leave it open just a little bit, just enough to where I can get my fire starter in there. And then I come in the side with the fire starter. And you'd actually do that. I'm not going to start it just because I don't need to. I'm getting ready to leave and don't want the fire going. You have to hold that fire on the firebox there for about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in some cases, and it will actually start. You'll get a good flame. Nothing happens right now. The augers aren't even turning, and in fact the augers will not start until you close the door and push down on that lever. And then in order to start the auger, you would turn the bottom one on. You would click it, and you'll hear it come on, and it'll kind of pulse. You turn it all the way over to high if you want it to come on a lot, and just over here to the left if you want it to come on just a little bit. So that's really your heat control. And then of course the fan all the way over is low. This one's a little backwards, and then all the way over is high. And if you want to know how fast your auger is feeding, there's some red lights that operate back here in the back. And you just kind of watch those a little bit. And if it's blinking really fast, that means your auger is turning fast and dumping more pellets in. So that's about it. I hope that helps you out a little bit on your first time that you open this up. I can try to email this to you, and should be good to go as soon as you get here. The only other thing is, as far as maintenance goes, back here in the back, and I'll try to show you as best I can. At the bottom of this T here, this is the pipe behind here, the stove. This thing down here on the bottom actually comes off, and you can dump some of the ashes and the soot that builds up here. Probably need to do that about once a week. You twist it and pull down, and it will actually come out, and it'll make a mess, but pull it out and then go ahead and dump it out, put it back in, and make sure it's on tight, very tight, and then you're good to go. So that's about it. That should get you going.